Howdy, everybody. How you doing? Been a while. January 30th, to be exact. I just looked. I was going to say a month, but it's actually been like a month and a week. Great to be back. Thank you very much for joining. We're going to do some listing this evening through Hella High Water. I'm going to get some listings up. I'll tell you, I had my store on vacation mode for the first time ever on real vacation mode, meaning like everything is blocked because I think it's up to 15 days you could do it, whereby, you can get sales and you just have to wait till ship. But if you're going to exceed 15 days, which I did, your store is in blackout. So I came back on the 4th, a couple of days ago. And sales, thank God, have been coming back in. But I'll tell you, it was scary to go like 15 days with no sales at all because everything was shut off. Let me know if you guys have ever experienced that. But it was disheartening, but I knew it was a necessity for the period. But I am back. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging in there and waiting all this time. Hopefully we make up for lost time. We have some fun tonight doing some listing. I have a Life magazine from June of '67 to work with tonight. So let me say hi. What's up, Mike? How you doing? Someone tell me how to get SKU in your specifics. In specifics, I mean, there's a SKU field right under the title. If you enable that, there's a toggle switch where you could put in a SKU. That's what I do for all the, definitely for all the ads and all. So I'll show, if that's what you're referring to, I'll show you when we get to the listing thing. But welcome aboard, man. One Old Buffalo, how you doing? Of course, it's afternoon. No problem. Good afternoon to you then, Dan. How you doing? Hi, Jim. Hello there to you. Hi, Charles. Thanks for coming in, guys. There she is. Hi, Dawn. Yes, welcome back to YouTube. It's been donkey's years, as they say. What's up, postcard guy? How you doing? Great to see you. Blue Feather Ephemera, thank you very much. Welcome back. Blue Feather Ephemera has a wonderful YouTube channel. I think it's relatively new. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've been checking out his videos. He does, he's into print ads, don't you know? And he's doing what's sold. But what I like, there's a little twist on his what's sold videos. He kind of goes into depth about the ads that have sold. Like he does close-ups and he kind of describes the intricacies of the ad. Almost the reverse of, well, not the reverse, almost exactly the same as what we do when we list. He kind of does that after something sells and he shows you, why he thinks it's sold. So wonderful, wonderful channel. Definitely go check him out. Support a fellow YouTuber here, and especially in the ephemera space. But great to have you, man. Yes, Karen, he alive. Absolutely. Thanks for coming in. What's up, Jeff? Good evening to you. CJ, thank you very much. Yes, the upright and vertical. It ain't easy. It's Ed, man. Excuse me, Maria, not man. Thank you, Maria. Yes, everything went back. Everything went okay with my back. Thank goodness. It's just going to take a little while to get to 100%, but I'm standing, I'm walking, I'm mobile. Couldn't ask for more. The only thing I have 3 restrictions. I can't bend at all. I can't lift anything that exceeds like 5 to 10 pounds. And if I do, it kind of has to be up high. Like I can't bend down and lift it up. And I can't twist. So I won't be doing Chubby Checkers dance anytime soon for like 6 months or so. I won't be bending down to pick up anything, which is very frustrating because, it's just like your nature. You drop a sock on the floor, you go to pick it up, and I have to remind myself, I can't. So my poor wife, Mrs. Flippett, doing yeoman's work here, picking up literally a sock on the floor. Or it's amazing when you can't bend all the things you suddenly drop. It's just alarming, actually, in my case. I don't know why I keep dropping things, but maybe it's all set up so I can get my wife to work for me. No, I'm only kidding. But that's really the only restrictions. Everything else is going really well. Full recovery is taking place. It takes like 6 months for these bones to fuse. I had something called a lower lumbar laminectomy, which means they cut a bone out and they put a cage in and they cut out all kinds of cartilage and stuff that was crippling me, that was squeezing onto a nerve and causing pain for 2 months. And then they fused these bones with a couple of rods and stuff. So anyway, just one of those things. Thank goodness that there was relief with this surgery because it's intense surgery. It's spinal surgery. So anytime you're dealing with, the brain, the heart, the lungs, the spine, it's not like a broken ankle or a broken wrist. It's a little more involved, but thank God I am doing really, really well. I'm recovering well. In fact, I have a Beatles show tomorrow. First time in 5 weeks. Thank God we had this break. So again, my boys in the band will be helping me. As I said, can't bend, can't do all that stuff, but I can hold a guitar on my shoulder. All the guitars I use are less than 10 pounds. And I'll do a rockin' show. I can stand there, I can sing, I can boogie, just can't twist. So it's really fun to be back. What's up, Craven Cards? Thank you very much. Great to see you too. Thanks for coming in. New channel up 2 months. Yeah, man, absolutely. Definitely go check them out. Blue Feather Ephemera on YouTube. I like the approach to the getting into the detail about why an ad sold. I like that a lot. Yeah, man. Oh, that's a great idea. All joking aside, those it's like a trigger thing with a stick, basically, I think, right? And it has little claws that grabs things. I really could use that. They gave me a walker at the hospital because I thought I'd need it. I didn't need it. Thank God. I walked out on my own recognizance and haven't looked back. I've been walking and everything since like the second or third day. Today's 3 weeks since my surgery to the day. It's unbelievable how fast it's gone. Oh, that's a whole other story, Dawn. Probably some truth to that. It is, because like I said, it's almost a reflex, right? You just instinctively go down to grab whatever. My poor puppy, I can't go down and pet him or anything. He's really tiny. So like the only time I can pet him is if he's up on a couch or something. So it's just a lot of little inconveniences. But again, in the grand scheme of things, I'm elated. I'm thrilled that everything worked out, and I will be 100%. Just going to take a little time. Yep, ouch is right. Hey, man, what's up, Mark? How you doing? Great to see you, too. All right, boys and girls, we're going to list, if it's okay with you. We could talk about anything you'd like, but that's really the end. I just want to let everybody know I'm okay. I appreciate the kind words. When I did a video a couple of days before the surgery, I just did like a short thing and said, I'm going to be out of commission for a little bit. But here we are, March 8th. Not terrible, right? I said early March. We're still in early March. Spring is springing here in Pennsylvania. We got some buds on the trees and stuff. I just noticed it today, which is really cool. So that's definitely a good sign. Temperatures in the 50s over here, which is beautiful this time of year. Very pumped up, Spring cleaning will be happening shortly. Of course, I won't be bending or twisting, but I will supervise spring cleaning. I will supervise. That's funny. I need a super grabber to pick him up. He's only about 12 pounds. He's in I could technically lift him up if I needed to, but again, just not from the ground, If he was up on a couch and I was sitting with him, I could cuddle him. All right, guys. So if you're cool with it, we could do some listing. If you just want to chat for a bit, we could chat. Let me know what you'd like. I am going to turn this out of a habit, from around late September, early October through basically May. I have this little portable heater down here next to me because it gets cold. I'm in the basement. And even though it's a finished basement, it gets chilly, and it retains the cold from the winter for a long period of time. But right now, a little hot. So we're going to turn this off. Without further ado, I'll probably start freezing in another 10 minutes, but that's okay. Until then, we're going to cool off a little. And my face is not red. I was playing with the color thing on my camera because I looked like I was green moments ago because I couldn't figure out what the heck it is. It's something with the lighting. But anyway, don't worry. I'm not like this rosy normally. Jim, started before the show, but you have a buyer on a shopping spree, up to 14 postcards. That is awesome. Jiminy Dust in full effect. Thank you very much. Long time coming. Speaking of Jiminy Dust, if you have a moment and you want to leave a thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate that. Let YouTube know that we're on the air and we're having a party here. We're listing print ads. I'd really appreciate it if you have a second to hit that thumbs up button, please. Speaking of which, let me just refresh something on. I forgot to set up my screen next to me, which I always need so I could see the chat when we're doing our listing. All right, there we go. Up and running. Scroll down. Okay, cool. Well, thanks again, everyone. Let's roll. You want to do some listing? It's been a while, right? Set up my screen, and then we'll do a little share screen action. I will be constantly looking over this way to monitor the chat and stuff. So again, if you guys want to talk about anything or anything like that. Okay, let me get back to down here. There we go. Let's get rid of Back in the Saddle. I wasn't doing the old country song. I was doing the Aerosmith, one of the killer songs in the Aerosmith discography in my book. I'm sure I'm not alone in that. I hope I'm not alone. Brand. How do I get rid of this thing? Here we go. It's been a while since I've even used StreamYard, which is funny. You think you got this stuff down, but when you haven't used it, there we go. All right, folks. Let's. We got our template up here, and we have our scans in there. So again, not January, June 67. A lot going on in music in June 67. Of course, Sgt. Pepper's was released on June 1st. The All You Need Is Love, the Our World broadcast was later in the month of June, kind of the beginning of the Summer Love. Monterey Pop, June 67, I'm pretty sure. What's up, Eric? What's up, Kelly? Thank you very much, man. Great to have you. Back in the Saddle. But so that's where we are, June 67, just to kind of set the tone here. And we start off with a twofer, at least in my books. Monsanto, Disneyland, for you postcard people like Kelly, I know Popeyes had a bunch of them, but if you look at Disneyland postcards, Monsanto sponsored like a futuristic, like a home of the future kind of thing in Tomorrowland and Disneyland. I don't know if they did reach it to Disney World because they had something else, but they were kind of like a chemical company. They were bought by, I did a little research prior. They were bought by, was it Bayer? They were just bought a few years ago, but they existed for a long time. I think they started in like the turn of the century, like 1901 or so, but very popular. There was an absolute Disney connection, which makes it desirable and collectible. But I'm sure you guys see this, and if not, we'll blow it up. You got a couple of people playing a game of Twister here. So it's like I said, a twofer. It's a soap ad, basically. Monsanto made all kinds of products, and I guess they're talking about the chemicals involved in creating soap. So we'll take a look at this one and make it bigger, but let me just get the basics in here. And again, welcome to everybody that's popping in. I will say hi in just a second. I'm going to put soap, even though it's not really a soap ad proper, but it mentions help soap play safe, blah, 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 right? And again, kudos to whoever told me about this trick ever since they got rid of the automated suggested category thing for whatever reason. eBay did that a little while ago. All right, but we'll go to household, sure. All right, and our brand is Monsanto, not Pillsbury, that's for sure. We are dealing with a print ad. If anybody's relatively new to, got to get rid of Pillsbury. If anybody's relatively, excuse me, I'm stumbling on my words. It's been a long time. If anybody is relatively new to selling print ads online, again, just drop any questions you have in there. If I'm going too fast or if these fields are unfamiliar for anyone, please make sure I know that, because a lot of the people that come in are regulars. We've been doing this for a couple of years now. Actually, we passed the 2-year mark in February. So yay to that. And please just, I don't want to just jump ahead assuming everybody knows what I'm doing. I'm happy to slow down and we can go through every single item if you'd like. But basically, there's no specifics, right? It's a multicolor ad. It's an original. That's the brand. It's a print ad. It's from 67 US. The theme is soap and detergent. There's my dimensions, the 14 by 10, this particular issue of Life magazine, June 67, pricing, shipping policies, yada, yada, yada. Promoted, I'm at 4% right now, even though I have postcards on there, but it's pretty much across the board for anything I'm going to promote. I'm at 4% currently. I'd absolutely go up and down with that. I do the consistent level. I don't use what is the one? I forgot what it's called, where it moves every day. I haven't never really taken part in that one. I just do a constant rate, suggested rate. That's the term. Eric again. Hello. Kelly. Hello. Hey, Ralph. How you doing? Great to see you too. Thank you for coming in. Hi, Enzo. I look good. Thank you. The Hot Rod magazine. Hope it's going real well. Thanks so far for quickly. Oh yeah, man. Absolutely. Thanks for writing me. Yeah, everything is great. Everything. I'm just in the healing process. Going to take a few months to get 100%, but well on my way. Fully mobile, walking. That's a really good thing. Walking, standing comfortably, no agony like I was in for the better part of 2 months prior to the surgery. So thank you very much for coming in. Thanks for the kind words. Yeah, and thanks for that post about the Hot Rod magazines. That was really cool. Hey, Gravity, how you doing? Gravity, how you doing, Cameron? Welcome, man. Great to see you. I did catch up on some of your shows, Cameron. Some of your lives. I was watching them, but I was just being quiet. But definitely check out, that goes without saying, check out Cameron. He does great work all the time. He has about 17 different channels, but the ones that I'm most familiar with is this one, Gravity Goods. And you just sold a hat. Congratulations. Yeah, I sold 3 hats in the last 2 days on my I have a relatively new clothing only store that's been doing really well. And I sold a couple of hats, 3 hats in 2 days, which was pretty cool. That was sitting in this store for a while, and magically they're selling on the other one. That's pretty cool. You stopped promoting 2 weeks ago. Not much difference in your sales, surprisingly. That's interesting, Dawn. Yeah. I think we talked about this, right? Probably right around the time of my last live show, but I was doing the same thing where I was letting that whole new listing thing ride for a bit and then like waiting, whatever period, 3 weeks, a month or something before I would start to promote. But I changed that too. I mean, I'm always playing around with this stuff for better or worse. And now I'm just at this 4%. I figure it's something. And the beauty of it is, I'm sure everybody knows this, it doesn't mean everything is going to be charged a promoted listing fee. I kind of just have it out there, but I get a handful, I should say, on a daily basis that aren't promoted, which is nice. And yeah, away we go. So anyway, right now I'm living in the 4% world. All right, but there's our little specifics and stuff. Let me pull up the larger version of this so you guys can see. Super cool. You can see it actually says Twisted down there, right? Left foot green, left hand green, whatever. Deodorant soap is a long leap ahead of old-time soap that merely cleaned you. Now it's a special ingredient. So yeah, they were makers of like chemical products and stuff. So it's an ingredient from Monsanto. So they're not really touting any specific brand of soap. I don't think they made soap proper, Monsanto. They made the chemicals and stuff that were built into certain soaps. Kelly tried turning his off last week, had 3 days with less than 20 in sales, turned it back on, and sales are a bit better. You can't escape. I know once they got you, they got you. I definitely get that, man. It's kind of frustrating, but it is what it is, right? Just build it into your pricing and all. I know a lot of people have said that, but it's true. Build it into your pricing and just, it's the way of the world right now on eBay. They want that revenue. They get, insane amounts of revenue. I don't think it's ever going to go away, obviously. Like everything else, right? Whenever airline baggage fees that was supposed to be temporary after 9/11, it's 20 years later and we're getting charged for every bag, and now even like for carry-ons. It's frustrating. So anyway, there we go. We're going to go with the soap. I'll put deodorant soap just for fun. And we're definitely going to mention the game of Twister. Fun game for those who haven't played it. Kevin says, I've got 4 lost packages here. I'm sorry to say that. 2 of them just showed up in 3 months after shipping. Anyone else? Was it part of standard envelope, Kevin? There she is. How you doing, Lori? Great to see you. Lori sent a message earlier. She was kind enough to send a message on my Facebook page. So great to see you. Wonderful to have you. Thanks for coming in. Join the fun, pour a libation of choice. Out there, you're probably getting ready for dinner. Do what you got to do, but I'm thrilled that you're here. Thank you. Oh, Grand Advantage. Okay. That's interesting. Thank goodness. Again, I'm only back in the game for 4 days, and so far nothing's lost. But yeah, if anybody else is experiencing that kind of problem, definitely chime in. All right, so self-explanatory, pretty much this one. We'll go deodorant soap. Why not? How do you spell that? Ent? No. Let's just go soap. Because actually, I don't care about the deodorant aspect. And who's going to search deodorant soap? I've been really keying in on keywords, to use the same word twice. You probably noticed I eliminated vintage from print. I used to always have vintage print ad as kind of a standard, and even use for the really old ads, I'd put antique print ad. Kind of got away from that. I don't know how many people are searching vintage. I think print ad pretty much captures your population. So I'm whittling down on keywords and really trying to put in very effective ones, So I don't know that anybody's going to be searching deodorant soap necessarily. So we'll just go with soap. But the key here is, of course, Twister. Twister game party. Jim says yes, he's had some issues too. Blue Feather Ephemera says kids playing Twister fun, adults playing Twister kind of weird. Yeah. Hope everybody's wicked good. We hope you're wicked good too. Cameron 565 caught so far. Jim has had trouble too. Lori is watching and listening TV while making dinner. Awesome. What's for dinner? I gotta know. The world wants to know what Lori's eating tonight. You don't use vintage or vintage hardly ever. Yeah, exactly. Maybe use the keyword mod. Mod is a good. Yeah, I was gonna actually come to that point. Great point, Kevin. Exactly. We use flappers a lot with the 20s ladies, right? So this is kind of like mods. I think that's a good word. Mid to late 60s. Oh God. Messages coming in about tomorrow's festivities. Sorry about that, folks. But if you hear the ding, it's just my buddy's messaging details about tomorrow's show. I like that, Kevin. Yeah, mod squad. We should use, right? Hey, Steven, how you doing? Groovy is a great word. I use that word actually on a daily basis. What's up, Steven? Great to have you, man. Thanks for coming in. We'll listen to some print ads from June of '67. Mod group, mod people, mod. What's the word? Mod Squad, of course. Great show. Used to watch that as a child. Mod. Crowd. Mod people. Don't overthink it, man. We have Street corn taco salad with ground beef taco. Oh, wonderful. Street corn taco salad. I need to be educated on what that means exactly. Is it like kind of strips of taco shells mixed in with your salad? I haven't heard that term. I'm sure it's popular down there in the Southwest, though. Enzo has a question. Do you disclose exactly which magazine you got an ad from, such as month and year or limited info? Yep, I absolutely do. Enzo, you can check that out right here. Taken from June 67 issue of Life magazine. Now, Life came out weekly or bi-weekly. I should know this, but I think it's weekly. So I don't have like June 23rd, 67 necessarily, but I always do this. Yeah, I'll do the month, the year, and the issue of, what magazine it is. Yes, I absolutely do. I've found previous experience. Blue Feather can probably back me on this because he does a great job with the what solds, but you'll find a population of people that absolutely search for specific magazines for specific time frames. Usually it correlates with somebody's birthday or a wedding or some significant event in their life, and they're looking for something from that. You find that all the time. So I think it's a nice advantage to throw in there, the specifics. I don't care. Like I said, if, I famously sold that $160 print ad from a 1910 magazine. If you want to go out and get that magazine and find that ad, go for it. There's millions of magazines out there, much like with the postcard population. I'm not afraid of disclosing stuff at all. And I think it definitely adds to, people that search on specific issues. It's nice to have that in there, as opposed to just putting some kind of generic, 60s print ad. I don't know that has any benefit. It's not even Taco Tuesday. Yeah, vintage, yes or no, is in the item specific as well. Yeah, that's exactly right. Exactly, Craven Cause. That's what I'm saying. So it just took me a long time to drop that. I don't know why. I got in the habit of, even my series is called Vintage Print Ads. Nothing wrong with that. But for the purposes of listing, I think I'd be better served to use, great keywords like mod people. And Blue Feather agrees 100%. Yeah, absolutely. There's people that totally key in on certain dates and stuff for birthdays, like I said, other events in their life or whatever. My wife's grandma, who passed away last fall, very, very shortly. In fact, I think 2 or 3 days before she passed away, I was going through some magazines and I happened to find an issue of Good Housekeeping from the month and year she was born. And it had a picture of a infant on the cover. And I gave it to my wife and she brought it over. I was like, look at this, Grandma, So yeah, I think it's a really good practice to put, if you care to put in details like that. Absolutely. What else can we do with here? Mod people. I don't know if that's the greatest phrase. Party, mod people. Groovy, Kevin said. Nothing wrong with groovy. Plaid pants. What else we got going on? Those are some groovy pants for sure. All right, we'll leave it at that. We don't want to. No need to overkill on this, but hopefully everybody gets the gist. And we got an ad in the book, so let's rock. Make sure everything's. I haven't used this template in a little bit because I've been working on the other store more than this one recently. All right, list it. Ralph Funk learned a new keyword for old clothing household items: granny core, also cottage core and country core. Very interesting, Ralph. If you care to expound upon that, I'd love to hear what the significance of that wording is. Oh, and today I went to an estate sale. It was for something. It wasn't reselling and necessarily reselling related. My wife, very long story short, she had these 2 little angel figurines years ago that her now deceased uncle gave her as a gift. And probably like 15 years ago or so, I was actually at her house at the time. And these 2 little porcelain angel things fell from the refrigerator and broke. And she was devastated because it was a gift from her uncle who had just recently passed. So anyway, yesterday she's at work and she sends me a picture and goes, "Oh my God, this estate sale. Look at this. That's the angels I've been looking for since, for 15 years. Can you run over there?" So of course I did. And this is one of my guys. Like, it's always good to have a guy, right? One of my estate sale guys that I go to all the time. He was kind enough to give me his number and said I could text him. I typically look for, of course, magazines, records and stuff. And he's cool. He'll like just tell me that, this specific home has lots of one of the other or both. Well, anyway, in this instance, I said, "Hey man, see those 2 angels on page 17? Little tchotchkes that most people would walk right by, and they were blended in with a ton of other things." I said, "It's really important. My wife really wants them. They were only $2 a piece." And he gave me two for $2. But so he put them on the side for me, and I went in and surprised her and picked them up today. So she's thrilled. But of course, while I was there, it would be rude not to look around. they didn't have any ephemera at all. They had really nice furnishings. Like they had a beautiful record player, but it was a whole console with like speakers. It was like a giant dresser essentially, with the sunken in record player. You lift it up and you lift an arm up and it came up and they had records playing. Sounded outrageous. It's only $150. Beautiful piece of furniture. Was really tempted to get it, but since I can't lift 10 pounds, I don't think I can lift a dresser-sized stereo. But man, I would have loved to have that thing. But I did pick up a box of CDs. I think there was 50 CDs, and I paid $30 for them. I like to pick up CDs. A lot of country music in there, something I'm not personally a huge fan of, but they sell pretty well. So while I was there, I picked up some CDs. It was a time well spent. Long time since I've been at the estate sale. It's a hip party. There you go. Absolutely. It's a Taylor Farms chopped salad kit, and you add taco meat. Okay. Very cool. Mange. Waiting on Ralph Funk for details on granny core, cottage core, and country core. Floor that I just had to leave. No, it was kind of slim pickings, honestly, Dan. For at least for the stuff I like. True to form in my area, there was a garage attached on the home. They had tons of tools and stuff, and there was like 20 guys in there. And I'm not, saying anything negative about it, but that's not my thing at all. But there's a lot of guys always running to the garage for like, power tools and regular manual tools and car parts and all that stuff. So the lion's share of people that were there this morning, anyway, it was the first day, typically Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think I got there at like 9 or something. They opened at 8:30. And everybody was in there looking at the car parts and the tools. So I kind of had my way with I had like very little competition in there. There was a couple of ladies who were, again, typically in the living room, they lay out all the jewelry and stuff. So they were doing that. I made sure I grabbed those 2 angels first for my wife. And then I just kind of sauntered around and I looked at some records. The records weren't really happening at all, but they had a box of CDs and I thumbed through and it was all country stuff. And I'm like, I'll take this box off your hand. He's thrilled to get rid of stuff like that. I also got a couple of cassettes for 50 cents each. So, good stuff, always out to make a deal. All right, there we go. One in the books. The groovy mod people are all playing some Twister. Hope they have fun. I wonder who won. All right. And there's one down. Let's see what's next. Hey now, that was not a stage sale. What did we sell? We sold a linen postcard for $6.59, and it is greetings from Rhinebeck. This is probably a Popeyes whatnot. In fact, it's definitely. There we go. $6.59, man. It all adds up, right? All adds up. So as Mark would say, out in Chicago, I sold a postcard. All right. Let's see. Got some interesting stuff. That's a movie I want to talk about. Let's go to this one. Let me catch up on chat. Hi, Vintage Vaughn. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming in. Ralph says, you guess there are people who search for vintage items using one of those keywords. Country core on eBay brings back 18,000 listings. Mostly women's clothing. Yeah, that's what I was getting at, really, Ralph. Is like, what does, what do these titles connect to? But that's pretty cool to know. Jim had one of the stereos in the 70s, Blast a Kiss. Absolutely. Yeah, very, very 60s, 70s kind of thing. Killer sound, honestly. Very bass heavy, but I like bass. Of course, Kiss. It always comes back to Kiss, right, Jim? Vintage Ron, again, welcome aboard. Dawn says, cottage house reminds her of Little House of the Prairie, sure. Craven Cause about. Yeah, there's a little tick right under the title. I think I said that in the beginning, but it's right here. See this custom label SKU? If you click title options, if you don't have it ticked, there's no custom label SKU. So that's all you do. If you're on a desktop on the right, yeah, there we go. Kelly just did that. The same thing. There seem to be people searching for vintage era items. Sure. All right, he's got it. Good, good, good. Yahoo! You don't use eBay to list, so it's hard to keep up with eBay's constant change. Yeah, Kelly, a huge proponent, as I am, of 6-bit with the postcards. All right, this one is a Levi's ad. Now, Levi's, of course, hugely popular. And Many people sell Levi's proper, actual jeans, dungarees, whatever you call them, in your neck of the woods. But this is an ad for Levi's, which I think is kind of, might be the first one, which is shocking to think about. But I don't think I've ever sold a Levi's or listed a Levi's print ad, shockingly. We're going to go clothing. It's a huge gamut here, but I guess that's appropriate. 50 to 79. We're kind of halfway in between that. 67. And let's go to clothing in my store category. You can see this pop up all the time. Every time you change something, it basically tells you, review your item specifics because they're not going to apply if you change things. So that's good advice. Levi's is the brand. The rest is kind of the same. 67. All right. You sold several Wrangler, but no Levi's. Ads you're talking about, right? Levi's ad. Try Granny Core on this ad and see what happens. Seriously? You got me curious. Granny Core clothing. Nah, it's like shabby chic. I don't know that Levi's. Well, there's a chicken jeans. Granny Core. There's Granny Core, everybody. I mean, it never hurts to capture a population of people, like the whole mid-century modern stuff that every listing has mid-century modern in it now, whether it applies or not. But that's an interesting thought. This one is pretty cool. You're going to see basically it's a lawyer wearing a pair of jeans, and that's, considered revolutionary and quite groovy. Quite groovy. Okay. So let's pull up the ad itself. You can take a look at this one. The guy defending the redhead is wearing Levi's. Look at this broad doing some. What is that called, everybody? Mr. Levi's Stopre slacks, that is. So Levi's slacks. Still think of Levi's as blue jeans. Taking a look at Legal. He's wearing Mr. Levi's slacks for men. So we're going to put that in. Levi's slacks for men. That's right. It's a stenographer. Ding, 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 ding. Which I think they still use, truth be told. But that's a keyword I'm going to be throwing in there. Stenography. So that we'll put stenographer. We'll put judge. We'll put courthouse. But interestingly here, we're talking about Levi's slacks for men. What's up, Jackie Jack? How you doing? Welcome to the festivities. Great to have you, man. Good to see you. Court report. Yeah, there's keywords aplenty in this one. That's for sure. Some of them are so easy, but let's get the nuts and bolts here. Really, is the fact that it's Levi's slacks for men. So let's get that right in, and then we're going to do courtroom, stenographer. Yes. Yeah, dungarees. That's what we call them too. I got crucified for that one day. It's so weird. Depending on where you grow up and stuff. Like I forgot what it was. Somebody. I wore a dungaree jacket in the last set of my Beatles show sometimes for the White Album period, and then other people call it a denim jacket, and then people call it a jean jacket. So it's just like everything else. It's always regional, I think. Dawn hasn't listed many ads since December. Now that you think about it, that's crazy. What are you doing? Court reporter, sure, I like that. Stenotype machine, court reporter. Hey, Marco. Speaking of postcards, your dad called them what? Yeah, we called dungarees, dungaree jacket. I grew up my whole high school life. I had a dungaree jacket with they used to paint. It was my boy, Florida Man Jim. He would not like the Kiss Destroyer album, let's say, was painted on the back of the dungaree jacket. When Asia came out, that was a hugely popular thing to paint on it. That snake thing. Rush 2112 was hugely popular. Zeppelin 4 was hugely popular. High school, early 80s, high school for me. That was what everybody wore. If you didn't, you weren't cool. And I am cool. All right. Courtroom stenographer, excuse me. We'll put reporter. Sure. I like that. All nice, juicy keywords, I think. That hat's kind of groovy. That chick's wearing a nice hat. I like that. Should we put Judge? Sure, why not? That's another keyword, right? I think that's good. You had the 2112. Yeah, man. Everybody had like one of those. Asia was huge when they came out, as far as the jackets. Rush 2112, Zeppelin 4. Who else? Kiss, any Kiss, Destroyer. My buddy used to paint them. My high school buddy, who's still my friend. You know, how many people do you guys remember from high school that actually stayed in touch with 40 years later? But my buddy Frank, if he's watching, hi Frank. Phenomenal artist. He's always been a really good artist. And even back then, he used to paint the jackets and stuff. He does great work. He actually painted a couple of my guitars years ago, too. So shout out to Frank. Late of Brooklyn, now in Staten Island. Hi, Hygiene. How you doing? Hi, everyone. You're a little late. That's okay. Welcome aboard. It's a better party now that you're here. So let's roll. I think that's good, folks. What do you think? We got Levi Slacksman, courtroom, stenographer, reporter, judge. Kind of hits on all the pertinent stuff, if you ask me. Right. Interesting ad. Interesting. I'm going to jack that one up a couple of bucks just because I think it's kind of cool. The cool factor is in play on this one. And welcome again to everybody who has just joined recently. If I haven't said hello, I apologize. I'm trying to multitask here on this side, look at comments, and on this side list. But thank you all for coming aboard. It's been a long time. Again, apologies for such a long absence. Thank you for bearing with me. But I'm back in the saddle, as my little intro said. Yeah, and then I guess later was Guns N' Roses and stuff. Yeah, but like late 70s, early 80s was when I used to wear those all the time. And those jackets were really popular. The painted album covers and stuff on the back. Okay. Did I hit submit on this one, folks? I think so. I think so. You know how you check? You hit listed again, and if it says error, then you know you listed it. Like that. See, this was a test for all you folks. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah, we listed that one. That's a nice little feature that eBay has in play, so you don't make a mistake and double list something, especially if it's exactly identical. Priest would look cool. Sure, absolutely. I mean, you can name your album, but 2112 was absolutely huge. And then, was it 81 or something? Pictures at 11? Not Pictures at 11. That's probably what's Moving Pictures. That didn't really make for a cool jacket background, though. 2112 absolutely did. Like I said, Destroyer for me was huge. Kiss Destroyer. That Asia cover. Oh, the Maiden stuff. What's his name? Oh my God, what's his name? The crazy skeleton guy from Iron Maiden. Used to be on tons of jackets too. What is his name? How do I not know this? I should be shot. You were going to make a Marty screensaver. It's been so long. There you go. That's pretty funny. It's actually hysterical. Won't be the first time I've been a background, a wallpaper. Eddie. Thank you, Jim. How did I forget that? Jesus, Mary, Joseph. Van Halen, just with Eddie. Van Halen stuff. Diver Down, I think, was a big one with the red with the white thing. Oh, nothing wrong with a little VH action. Not Van Hagar, of course. That's sacrilege. All right. Let's go Michelob. Delicious beer, by the way. Anybody a fan of Michelob? I like Michelob. My first beer that I ever had, I'm not going to tell you how old I was because I was grossly under the age of majority at the time of my first beer drinking experience. But it happened to be a lovely brand called Lowenbrow. Remember the commercial? Let it be Lowenbrow. Used to love Lowenbrow. We used to get nips, these little tiny bottles of Lowenbrow, these green bottles. I have not seen a bottle of Lowenbrow in ages. Do they still exist? Over to you, Dawn. Lowenbrow, probably in Canada. The Marty dartboard. See, that's messed up, Mark. See, you go from funny to borderline scary, and with one comment. But I do like Michelob. Big fan. Big fan. We absolutely have a beer category. It's not specific to any brand, but it says beer advertising. Lowenbrow, Michelob, not ultra with a thing. Absolutely. Lowenbrow was huge. What happened to Lowenbrow? I mean, seriously. And I love Michelob. Michelob Extra, didn't they have it? Michelob Extra. But I do love some Lowenbrow. I remember Lowenbrow nips. Little mini beers for weaklings like me when I was first starting with my drinking escapades. Which graduated, by the way. I think that's it for that. Look what a simple amount of specifics they have in this Breweriana. Okay, that's what the collectively known as Breweriana beer ads. All you do is the United States and your brand, then you're done. Pretty dang simple. Colt 45, that's a good one. Sure, absolutely. Schaefer was a big one. Schaefer used to be the sponsor of the Mets. I'm a huge Mets fan. Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one. I know all the jingles. Lonebrow is sold in Ontario. Of course it is. Well, send me down some, Dawn. Send me a 6-pack of Lonebrow. The lion sold. Yeah, the lion is right. Exactly. It's like it's a profile of a lion. Absolutely. Almost like a crest from like a royal family or something. Love some Lonebrow. Beautiful green glass. Man, I would kill for a Lonebrow right now, truth be told. Don't ship me down a 6-pack, please. All right. This is going to be really simple. In beer, going first class as Michelob, period. Blah, 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 blah. We'll just go mug, glass, bottle. Early 70s Mets was Rheingold. Yes, absolutely. Late 60s, I think, too. Mid 60s, because when the Beatles played at Shea, in the background was a Rheingold banner. But yeah, like mid 70s or so. Rusty Staub era. 73, 74, 75, something like that. Was Schaefer. They were sponsored by Schaefer. I haven't seen Schaefer in forever either. I don't know if these are this was all New York stuff, so I don't know if Schaefer was popular around the country, if it was kind of a regional thing. Famously up by Mark in Chicago, excuse me. What's the one I loved in Milwaukee? Milwaukee has a legendary beer. Milwaukee has a bunch of legendary beers. What was the big one? Fill me in, Mark. I'm really, my knowledge is just dripping out. But there's a great beer up in Genesee's good, sure. Pabst Blue Ribbon. No, not Pabst. There was a not Michelob. Really good beer up in went to a Met game. This was 1990 actually. Me and my friends went to Wrigley Field. And of course the first game I went to at Wrigley Field was the first night game ever at the park. What's up with that? But I saw a whole like a week they played the Cubs because it was a rain out. So it was a 5-game series because of a rain out earlier in the year. And since we were in Chicago, we wound up driving up to Milwaukee because we figured, no offense to anybody that lives there, but who's going to go to Milwaukee on purpose? So we went up to Milwaukee and caught a game there, which was on Monday Night Baseball. It was really nice, and there was a great beer up there, and I can't remember the name of it. Old Milwaukee. Probably Old Milwaukee. Ask a stupid question? Yeah, Old Milwaukee. That's it. Oh, wow, Stroh's. I've heard of that. I don't know Ham's beer. I haven't heard of that. Oh, Schlitz. Schlitz was like, it's like water. Genesee is an old-time beer. My grandfather used to drink Genesee in cans. What's up, Puddings? How you doing? Welcome aboard, man. Great to have you. Old style. Everybody's talking beer. What's up, Keith? How you doing? I don't think I said hi yet. Welcome aboard, man. If anybody else jumped in, I really apologize if I didn't see or acknowledge you yet, but it's great to have everybody. Thank you for joining the fun. And I say we go pour a Michelob and or Lowenbrow and or Genesee, anything at this point. But great to have everybody. All right. What other keywords would you guys use in this one? It's really kind of simple, right? I mean, first class red ribbon maybe or something like that. 1896 is your year on there. Is that the Budweiser? Is Michelob? Yeah, Anheuser-Busch. There you go, folks. Just answer my own. Did I drink Keystone? No, not familiar with Keystone. And I'm not familiar with Ham's beer either. But look, I've realized Michelob was part of Anheuser-Busch, which is good because I have a guy. And again, you always need a guy, as I said earlier. I have a guy who always buys from me Budweiser stuff or any Anheuser-Busch stuff. So hopefully he'll see this ad and pounce on it. It's unbelievable. It's like without fail. I sold a bunch of them, much like the postcards earlier, where there was a handful of postcards. Remember the first time I was shocked. The guy swooped in, bought like 15 ads from me, all mostly Budweiser, but any Anheuser-Busch related product, he's affiliated with them in some capacity, and he collects the stuff. And he's got millions of them on his own, but apparently some of the ones I've listed he'd never had, and he's very, very cool. And he was kind enough to tell me, this was like 3-4 years ago, I think, when I first ran into his, buying that 15 lot. he said, please keep me posted. You know, feel free to reach out proactively. If you list something, I'll take a look. And if we don't have it, I'll buy it. So with that said, hopefully he's watching. No, hopefully he'll see this. And I'll let you guys know if it sells instantly. It's going to be my boy out in St. Louis. So anyway, I guess we'll put Anheuser-Busch in there just for fun. And I'll pretend I know how to spell Anheuser. Nah. Get out. Did I really spell that right? Not Busch, B-U-S-C-H. Let's see if spell check. Is that how you spell Anheuser? No. Gonna have to go back to the picture. Yeah, Anheuser. Beautiful. Thank you, Blue Femmer. Thank you. Cameron says, when you got home after work here soon, I think you crack open a Michelob Ultra. God bless you, man. Cheers. Prost. Whatever you say. Salud. Laheim. Whatever you say out there in Oregon when you crack open a Michelob Ultra. Beautiful thing. God, I haven't had a Michelob in forever. Cold, refreshing. Give me a review. Blatz, says CJ. Not familiar with Blatz either. Since we're on addictions, you have a drugstore postcard video coming out Monday. But boom, got to check out Mark. Got to check out Mark. Has some postcards on YouTube. Perhaps the most creative thumbnail person in existence on YouTube right now. I'd be hard pressed to find anybody who's more creative than Mark when it comes to that. Not to mention outstanding content. So if you're a postcard seller or just a fan of postcards or a fan of YouTube and entertaining videos, you got to check out Mark at SM Postcards. All right, this one's, again, not really, how many keywords are you going to use for a bottle of Michelob, right? The Blatz Splats. All right, we're going to list this one. We'll go back to regular pricing scheme. And away we go. There's another one. Cheers as I drink my genuine Arcadia spring water. I'm also just going to mention this because why not brag when you can, right? Since, for those who've watched for a while, at least since last summer, I started this no-carb, low-carb thing on July 1st because we were in Disney at the end of June, and I was very overweight, at least for me, and was eating like a pig. And I said when I got back, I'm going to take it seriously. So anyway, since July 1st, I am down 35 pounds, folks. 35 pounds. Proud of it, too. Kind of at my Adonis weight right now, A little flab still. These things happen as you get older. Muscle mass deteriorates and whatnot. But definitely feeling fantastic and sticking with this hardcore. 35 pounds. That's a solid number, I think. All right, there goes the beer. We have any more beer ads? Thank you very much, Blue Feather. I'm just fooling around to brag, but I've mentioned it on and off since the summer. Like, oh, I'm still doing it. I'm down 5 pounds, 10 pounds. So it's pretty cool. 35. I think that's pretty much what I need. I'm fine. If I could just maintain this, I'm good. I'm groovy. All right, we have another cocktail, and this is a classic actor in this ad. Congrats on the weight loss. Thank you. You've been doing carnivore. You're down 25. God bless you, Kevin. That's awesome, man. Yeah, let's be honest. It really does. It's as simple as that. I mean, and I'm not, again, putting down. I know how many people struggle with trying to lose weight and stuff. It's a absolute epidemic in the country, and I totally understand it. But really, first of all, scientifically, it's just your calories in have to be less than your calories out have to be greater than your calories in. That's how you lose weight scientifically. And on a side note is just get rid of sugars and carbs. It's what's killing everybody. It's what's killing us. So if you stay away from that stuff, the weight just kind of melts off. And more importantly, you completely break this addiction. Speaking of Mark's joke about addiction, we're all addicted to that stuff, pizza and all this stuff, and it's delicious, and I love it. Pasta is my Achilles heel. But when you stop eating it for any, even a week or so, all cravings just vanish. I couldn't even imagine putting a slice of pizza in my mouth. I'd probably throw up. Even though I love the taste, it's like eating a sponge at this point. If anybody knows, if they've been doing carnivore or any kind of, low carb diet for any frequency, it's true. You can't even imagine eating a bagel. It would feel like a raft in your stomach. You take 2 bites and throw up. So again, that to me, that just proves how bad that stuff is for us. Anyway, off the high horse, but I'm psyched. I'm down 35 pounds. All right, let's go to Mr. Palance. Jack Palance, believe it or Not. Remember that show? I do. This is not a booze I'm familiar with. Ubeline? Is it Ubeline Cocktails? That's Jack Palance, everybody. Legendary bad guy in the old Westerns. He was on Ripley's Believe It or Not. He's been on everything. You missed the carbs and pasta. Yeah, see, I don't. Yeah, that would be Jack Palance. Absolutely. I really don't, Kevin. And I grew up, I could eat 20 pounds. No exaggeration. I could easily eat a pound of spaghetti a night. It's my favorite food in the world is pasta. But again, after a period of time, like I can't imagine doing it. I have no craving for it at all. But yeah, that would be Mr. Jack Palance. Again, legendary bad guy in the old Westerns. You could see him always the black hat guy. And then many years later on TV, remember Ripley's Believe It or Not? City Slicker, sure. Yeah, crazy guy. Or at least he portrayed crazy guys. But anyway, is anybody familiar with this? Heublein. Some kind of cocktail mix. I'm going to have to investigate this one. Heu, excuse me. Blein. I don't even know what type of booze it is. So we'll just throw that in and see what the Google, so I'll see what eBay says. So we could go distillery. That's fine with me. Sure. Absolutely. And we're also sticking with beverages. Mark, you gained them. Do you look svelte when I saw you a month and a half ago or so out in Chicago? I thought you looked pretty svelte. Didn't look heavy at all. Palance was in City Slickers. Yep. And Jackie Jack loved the show. Yeah, sure. On the Rocks. Absolutely. All right. So we got that in. Again, I don't really know what it is yet, but at least eBay knows. Multicolor original. Change the brand. We'll go print ad, why it's not a can thing, I don't know. Got to get a letter out to eBay. Make that a drop down. Print ad. Liquid crack. There you go. Put this up a little bit because of Mr. Palance. Actor. That's really all I need, honest to God, because anybody who's searching, I don't really need to put Ubeline, spritzer. I don't know what this is, but we'll check it out. Lori says, he did the one-arm push-ups. Absolutely. I remember that. Yep, at the Oscars. Yep. Exactly. A maniac, a weird, a scary, intimidating kind of guy, like a stone chiseled face. Cocktail bar. There you go. Yeah, he's hanging out the cocktail. It almost looks like he's in the middle of a camper or something. Like, what is that? A radio over his head? Let's investigate. Believe it or not. Yeah, see, it looks like maybe he's on a boat. They got the radio. I think he's on a boat, folks. What do you think? That big old steering wheel? I'm thinking boat. Whiskey sour. There you go. 15 kinds. Mr. Palance, a big fan. On a boat, says Kevin. I agree. On a boat for the win. That's a jazzy looking sweater, too. I like that. Sharp looking sweater. Look at Jack with the dark hair. A yacht. That's true. If you're Jack Palance, you're not on a boat. You're on a yacht. I agree with that. Whiskey sour, though. Let's get that in there. Why not? Never hurt anybody. Anybody a fan of the whiskey sour? Yeah, let's go yacht. Yeah, it's definitely a boat. But let's make it a little more jazzy and call it a yacht. It's not really a shot glass, is it? That's a big old... What would you call that size glass? For all my booze enthusiasts, what would you call this? That's a big old shot if it was a shot. It's more like a... Tell me. And you can see it says Jack Palance, star of stage, screen, and TV. Whiskey and water, sure. AC/DC. There's a lyric, whiskey and some water. One of my favorite AC/DC songs is called Have a Drink on Me. Whiskey, gin, and brandy. A tumbler, perhaps. A rocks glass. I like tumbler. Is it a little too small for a tumbler? Yeah, he's in a Tesla. He's in the Palance mobile. Rocks glass. I kind of like that. Kevin with rocks glass. Audrey Reynolds and Nabesco now own Ubeline. Oh, thank you for that, Steven. Sure. What's up, 515 Vintage? How you doing? Low ball glass. Really? All very cool terms. I mean, of course, I know what a tumbler is. I don't think I've ever heard of a rocks glass, so I like that one. Low ball glass. Again, we have the power of the Google at our fingertips, so we could always just use some of these. Jim just selling up a storm. Thank you for letting everybody know, and God bless you. That's awesome. Low ball glass. I'm 515 vintage just coming in for the win. Tell me that's not what Mr. Palance is using right there. I mean, are you kidding me? Bam. Old-fashioned glass. Highball glasses are tall and thin. Ball glasses are short. I'm very impressed. 515 vintage. Welcome to the program, and what a contribution right out of the gate. That's 100%. Look at that. Tumbler is Tupperware name. Okay. I mean, that might be a whiskey sour right there. No, actually, it's a Copa straight up. Okay. Oh, an old-fashioned. Classic. The old-fashioned drink. Tremendous call. Low ball glass. Thank you very much. And with that, we have another listing in the books. Thanks, everybody, for joining again. Please, if you haven't had a chance yet, just leave a thumbs up. Let YouTube know that you dig in the content, and maybe inspire some other people to join the fun here. The more the merrier. I'm a big fan of that stuff. Just get rid of some tabs that we don't need. 50 degrees right here. Better than 5. Oh, my God. It was literally -5 when I met Mark. Can you believe that's almost 2 months ago, Mark? How fast is time going? My God. Or as you would say there, my God. All right. Good, good, good. I'd say so. Believe it or not. Yeah, what are we looking at? We're probably in the 40s now because it's night has come to our fair city. It's 8 o'clock already here. We are hovering at 45. 45. A little chilly. And it's going to be chilly the next couple of days, but 65 on Tuesday, 67 on Wednesday, and 70 next Thursday. Show me that. F winter. Hard. Hate winter. Winter let me down this year. Out there in the Midwest, freezing my cojones off. Not cool. My brajol off. Postcard guy just sold a $15 postcard. Cha-ching. Congratulations, man. Wonderful work. Again, check out Kevin's channel. Postcard guy has a really cool channel. He shows off amazing postcards that he finds out there in the wild. He's pretty much, you correct me if I'm wrong, but almost exclusively a real photo postcard guy. And not just that, he finds really unique, very cool ones. I love watching his videos, so definitely check out Postcard Guy Kevin. Down in Florida by way of Jersey, retired, I believe, and living his best life down in Florida, selling postcards for like $20 a pop. What's your average sale price on a card, Kevin, if you don't mind revealing that? Sun is still up in 51 on the West Coast. I guess that's chilly, depending on where you are on the West Coast. I don't know. It's long since dark over here. All right, so there's Mr. Palance. Any more booze ads? Booze ads for the win. What do we got? We got cigarettes. We got device. A lot of vices going on in 67, you know? And these are the tame ones. What's a nice transition from Jack Palance? We got a couple of auto ads, so we'll do those kind of consecutively. 26. That's tremendous, man. Connie. Great. Another great person who's in the show a lot. Tremendous postcard seller. Same thing. She sells almost exclusively real photos at this point. I'm sure her ASP is up there as well, Kevin. So good. It just shows you that they're out there, right? If you hunt hard enough, you'll find those tremendous cards. So definitely, again, check out Kevin on YouTube, Postcard Guy. Maria, winter was light for us this year in southeastern Ohio. Oh, I was in Ohio. Froze in mid-January. And there was snow all over the place, actually, when we drove through Ohio. Even in Cincinnati, is that what they say? Cincinnati. Drove to Cincinnati, Columbus, Cleveland. We'll be in Cleveland. Let's do some show hawking. We're going to be in what is it called? South Bend, Indiana, home of Notre Dame, of course. In 2 weeks, I think it is, middle of March. We're going to be in right outside of Cleveland, and we're going to be in Connecticut. And tomorrow we're going to be in Ocean City, Maryland. So again, the traveling continues this month, not on the torrid pace that it was in January, but at least, God willing, it won't be, 10 below and ice and snow everywhere I drive. So I'm looking forward to some springtime driving. All right, let's go to this one. This is cool. This is a movie ad for a film called Thoroughly Modern Millie with two huge stars. Julie Andrews, of course, Sound of Music, Mary Poppins, Mary Tyler Moore, and Carol Channing. So there's a threesome right there that you definitely want to mention in an ad like this. So this would be I'm going to put the title of the film. which I can't spell. THOROUGHLA. Modern. Millie or Lily? Millie. We're in Connecticut. Bridgeport. That's next Saturday. I think it's next Saturday. Oh no, we're playing next Saturday. We're playing somewhere else. We're playing in Bridgeport on like the 18th or 19th, something like that. Hydron. Yeah, that was an awful storm. Where is the Cleveland show? It's not in Cleveland. It's a town outside of Cleveland. If you give me a second, I'll look it up for you guys. So we're gonna put. Let me just walk through. So there's a title, right? And I have a category. I'll show you what I put it in. Ads and flyers. This is an ad, right? So entertainment, memorabilia, movie memorabilia, 60 to 69. And then in my proprietary, I have, what the heck do I call it? Movie star and films. There we go. A cool category that I don't get to use too much, but I really enjoy. These ads usually sell very well. It's a movie ad, obviously, for a new movie at the time that was coming out. So there's obviously Julie Andrews, Mary Tyler Moore, and Carol Channing. I don't know who James Fox is. John Gavin or Beatrice Lilly, but those top three are, big time stars, obviously. So we're going to mention all three of them without question. And so that's the category, U.S. original, and that's it for the for the specifics, which is really easy. And again, this one we're going to put up a little bit because of the starlets involved. Unfortunately, 2 for me, and can't do that date. I don't know if it's that exact date, Hydron. I'm sorry. I'll look it up. It's outside of Cleveland. Can't remember the name of the town. But South Bend is the other one. So we're going. Thank goodness we're doing it right this time. Instead of driving all over the place like a Bermuda Triangle kind of a course, we're going to South Bend first, then doubling back to Cleveland, then to Connecticut, then home. So it's still a lot of driving, but not nearly as bad as like when we played in Little Rock, Arkansas. That was a hike from Chicago to St. Louis to Little Rock, and then from Little Rock to Tennessee to home, Knoxville, Tennessee. All right, so we got that. We got this. We got this. Let's take a look at this ad. Really, there's not much to see. Let me put in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in Julie Andrews. So anybody collecting Julie Andrews stuff, anybody collecting Mary Tyler Moore. We have 11 spots to do Carol Channing. I don't think we're going to make it. So we'll just put those 2 in there. I think that's it. That's it for this ad. But anyway, it's a movie poster essentially for an upcoming film. In this case, Thoroughly Modern Millie. And there's the blow up of it if anybody wants to see it. There's Julie. Sound of Music, Mary Poppins. Babyface. And there's Mary Tyler Moore. He looks familiar, but I don't recognize the name. Anybody know James Fox? And you got John Gavin and Beatrice Lilly, who looks like she might have been in silent films. Flapper girl, Flapper alert. That's right, with that skull cap thing. Kevin, you'll keep pushing it. Unfortunately, too far for me. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate the support. Pretty sure I'll be at York this year. Very cool. Oh, that's awesome, Mark. Will you be there? Lori says Flapper. Yeah, that probably has. I'm sure we have space for Flapper. But anybody familiar with this film? Kind of a throwback to the. You can see there's a soundtrack album on Decca. Babyface, you got the cutest little. All right, yeah, why not? Per Lori, we'll throw in Flapper. Never hurts. Okay, and there's another ad listed just like that. See how easy this is, folks? And we're a little over an hour in on my first day back in about 5 weeks. The one thing I will say, not to complain, but sitting this long hurts. I have to kind of mix it up and stand for a period and then sit for a period. Sitting too long, and you have all your weight directly on the incision area and all that stuff. I just had my stitches out on Tuesday, which was about 2.5 weeks after the thing. So I'm now stitch free, thank God, finally. But with that said, it's still very, very sore, as you might imagine. So I don't know if I can go very much longer only because of that limitation with sitting, unless you want me to stand. But then I won't be able to reach my keyboard. There was Broadway play, you believe, as well, of that, Millie. Cool. Yeah, maybe usually, especially Carol Channing was like a queen of Broadway. Usually the progression is they'll do a Broadway show and make it into a film. All right. Here's a fun one because food conversations are always fun. We have the lovely product, which basically looks like Spam, but it's called Prem. Oh, but we don't like, see, neatness is next to godliness. See how we have a little slightly askew thing there? We don't do that. So we go back to our folder. We fix that. Big fan of neatness. And see that with the miracle of Windows photo app? You do this, and now it's much, I think it's straighter. Yeah, and the edge is not off. Much better. Let's bring that back in. So anybody know Prem? Looks like a poor man's spam, basically. What in the name of God are you talking about, puddings? Brazilian butt lift. What the hey? Prem. Obviously a manufactured quasi-meat product of some kind. Definitely has, spam-like qualities. In fact, I'd be willing to bet it kind of is spam, just under a different name. So talk to me, folks, if you're familiar with Prem, what the heck it is. I'm going to have to blow this up. Who makes it? Swift Premium, who makes ham, of course. So we're going to put that in. Swift's Premium Prem. Another product, that's all it says. Oh, it has beef in it. Mixed Swift's Prem, cut into strips, sliced cucumber. It's kind of like a hot dog. Cleveland area show in Lakewood. Lakewood, yes, absolutely, Keith. Pretty cool. Can you come out and make it? That's the town. Yeah, Lakewood, Ohio. Come out and meet. It'll be great to meet you, man, if you want to come and see the show. Exactly, Mark. Canned roadkill. Sandwich hero grinder. Absolutely. Yep. All potent keywords, Kevin. I agree 1,000,000%, man. But yeah, you found it, Keith. Very cool. Come out and see it. We'll hang out. I'll buy you a Michelob if you care to partake. But yeah, just another disgusting man-made meat product of, assorted scrapings from the floor of the slaughterhouse, fried on a roll and consumed by people. Very cool, man. That's awesome. Be great to meet you. Be like Mark. I got to hang out with Mark and his lovely wife. All right, so Prem, I'm going to do... Actually, I think I'm going to do Swift's Premium first because that's really the brand. I'm going to put meat product because I think that's being kind. Here, Hollywood Hero. I think that should suffice. Definitely not entertainment media. Well, with this said, let's get rid of this first because sometimes if you have too many keywords and you go to check your category, it screws it up. So let's just keep it basic. Other food and beverage. That's, again, polite. Yeah, I know, Maria. That's no good. No good. But what are you going to do? Dawn, incredibly quiet. What's going on, Dawn? Is it dinner time? You're being way too quiet. I thought Dawn would chime in. It's a big thing in Canada. What's up, Outlaw Films? How you doing? Not familiar with that brand. Well, Swift's Premium makes it. When we zoomed in, we saw that. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, come out and see the boys. It'd be great to meet you, man. Swift's Premium. The famous makers of ham. I'll send you a message on the other app. Yeah, absolutely, man. When am I playing there? I think it's in a couple of weeks because we have this tomorrow. We're playing in Maryland, then we're playing in Connecticut next week, and then I think we start that little sort of Midwest swing again. They like us. They really, really like us out there. And it looks like a fun place, too. I can't remember what the venue was, but it looked cool. They're all the same after a period. No, I shouldn't say that. That's not true. Not true at all, actually. I love theaters. That's my favorite type of venue. Arenas are good, but I love theaters. I think that the show lends itself to a theater environment the most because it's kind of a theatrical thing. It's a recreation of a Broadway show. Dawn is distracted. Oh, okay. Oh, you have a friend staying in a building that was bombed? Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. Prem is a brand of canned meat similar to Spam. Yep, of course. There you go. Thank you for the details. She's cheese carts. That's right. She's left her igloo, taking a dog sled. That's what we do in Canada. Shipped overseas by the military during World War II. Yeah. Spam was my dad's family. Probably mentioned this. One of 15 children, my dad. My grandparents, the oldest child was born in 1930. So right at the beginning of the Great Depression. and the last one was born in like 55 or something like that. And anyway, but my grandparents, God bless them, raised kids during the Great Depression and World War II. And yeah, they said Spam was like so common during World War II, specifically with all the rations and stuff. That should speak volumes about what Spam is. Like my father says to this day, he can't eat Spam. He can't even look at Spam because it reminds him of those days where that's all they got to eat. March 23rd. Very cool, man. That would really be cool, Keith, to see you. Prem certainly cold in Canada, it says. Of course it is. Everything's sold in Canada that was popular 50 years ago, all the time. Just joking. But I'm really sorry, Dawn, about whatever you were saying about a bomb building. My God. A friendly reminder, this is just a YouTube show, folks. Real life is going on all around us, for better or worse, and usually it's worse. All right, let's list this one. Thanks for taking the wind out of my sails. Appreciate that. Just kidding. Yeah, we'll do another one or two, and then I'll call it a night because my back does hurt from sitting. It is funny, though. It seems like all these things that, you forgot about or whatever, they're still available in Canada. Like Michelob is available in Canada. Lowenbrow is probably available in Canada. And I love Lowenbrow. Spam was everywhere in Hawaii. That's very true. I remember going, yeah, we went to Hawaii too. Spam with pineapple on it. Went to a luau in Hawaii because that's what you do when you're in Oahu. And most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. First of all, I'm not a pork fan. I don't care what you think. I've never liked it, period. But seeing what they did, like they had an entire hog, gigantic pig, roasting in the ground with like a blanket on it. And they do this, go, bugga, bugga. They do a dance and stuff and a ritual, whatever. And then they lift up a pig out of the ground and it's just disgusting. You see the whole thing and they bring it over to like a grinder. And then you have shredded pork with the poi and stuff. No, thank you. I would love a Michelob to wash down your Prem hero. Yeah. I mean, that's living large right there. All right, what are we going to do? One more. Here's a wacky looking ad. I like this one. Anytime you can get a zebra in an ad, you do it. But this is actually for the Volkswagen. I'm taking German lessons. Booga, booga, booga. Yeah, they do like they being like the, what is it called? At the luau, they do like a tribal kind of dance and stuff like that. It's really, really cool, actually. All right, Dawn, sorry about that. I hope everything's okay. You don't know the location, so you might not find anything until tomorrow since it's like 3 a.m. there. My goodness. Yeah, please keep us posted or keep me posted. All right. Anyway, this is a Volkswagen ad, folks. Samba van. It goes a lot further than the A&P. Zebra stripes. Obviously, they're out in the safari in Canada. Only kidding. But let's fill in the specifics. This is an easy one. Volkswagen has its own thing. There it is. Boom. Yeah, good luck. That's awful. Bam, bam, bam. Automobile. We'll find out what yeah, it's definitely a van. We'll look it up to see. Volkswagen bus, shovels and rakes and implements of destruction. Is that a movie? No, I'm looking. All right, what exactly is going on here? First of all, how cool is that? UTC, I don't know what that means, but with zebra watching. Kenya, there you go. United Touring Company, that hence UTC. See, when you reading is fundamental. Remember that commercial too? Olo Guthrie, Alice's Restaurant, absolutely. My dad we were cranking Spirit of New Orleans, Olo Guthrie, a couple hours ago. Great song. That's his two big songs. That's the two you need to know by Olo. Woody has a whole bunch of stuff, his dad, but Olo, that's what you need. Alice's Restaurant and Spirit of New Orleans, which has been redone by like 100 people. Must know song. All right. Does it make a reference? Station wagon. Okay, so it's just a station wagon. Safari is a great keyword. Absolutely. Zebra. I mean, how often do you get to write zebra in a print ad? So you have Safari. Let's put station wagon because that's what they're defining that is, which I think is interesting because I think of a station wagon as more of like a 70s, the long cars, but the vans weren't really called vans then yet, I guess. Safari, zebra, hippie van is interesting. Volkswagen bus, beloved by hippies. Let's put in hippies, even though they don't look like hippies at all. They look pretty straight-laced in my vantage point anyway. Safari goes past the A&P. No reason to really reference A&P in here. United Touring Company, maybe? Should we throw them a bone here? The bush happens to include man-sized grass. How about the bush? The bush. Are we assuming the bush is in... is the bush in Australia, folks? Or is that just kind of a generalized word, almost like Q-tip? We just call everything that's a safari the bush. The bush. I'm going to put the bush. All right. I think that looks good. Crazy ad. Very, very cool ad. Appropriately priced because it's cool and different. 21 window is a major feature to Volkswagen collectors. Is that right? What does 21 window represent? Are there 21 windows on this? Is that what you're telling me? 21 windows on this vehicle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe these little ones count as windows? A hand in the bush. Yes, it has windows. 21 windows that open. Awesome. Bushes in your front yard. Well, that's what you got a wife for, right? Snow shoveling, and then as snow transitions to grass, you get her out there with the mower. Very cool. 21 window is the keyword, though, huh? See, I learned something on every show. I love doing these shows. In fact, and we're going to park this a little closer. 21 window or windows? What are all the kids checking out? Another keyword is counterculture. Oh, yeah, sure. Vanagoons. Back in the Volkswagen, vans were called Vanagons? I said goons. Counterculture. But again, if you look at the people, they're far from hippies. I mean, these are some straight-laced looking individuals. They're probably all World War II vets out in the bush. You want an old VW bush. How cool is that, though, that it's decorated in the zebra stripes? The more windows, the more valuable these days. Very cool. Counterculture. 21 window, singular. Okay, cool. That's what I put in, I think. Wonderful. I never knew that. Wife shoveled 5 times this year. Yeah, I know. It's astounding. Wasn't it snowing when we were out there? Oh, no, I don't think it snowed in Chicago. Oh, yeah, it snowed before we got there. It snowed the whole ride out there, that's for sure. Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, all snow-laden when we drove. Yeah?
How many things did you send out today?
Dad with a question.
Money?
The gift cards?
Yeah.
I mailed 2 of them yesterday to Aunt Kathy.
2 of them?
Yep, and then I sent the girls 2 other ones, but I didn't mail them. I didn't have to mail them. Buddy Holly over here. Buddy Holly siding in the bush. I just mailed the 2 to Aunt Kathy's kids. Nope, just a printout. Yep.
One said denied.
One said denied.
Yes.
On what? Sorry, folks. I told him I was doing a show, but.
$50 says $100, $200.
Uh-huh.
One says $50, and one says denied.
I'm not sure what that means, but I'm on the show right now, remember? That's okay. I'll check it out, though. Sorry. Things we do for Dad. Yeah, Buddy Holly sneaking in 8 years after his death. Much like Elvis, everybody knew that he was faking his death in that plane crash. All right. It's the 70s. They're probably high on coke. No, this is the 60s. This is 67. This is the month that Pepper was released. And Monterey Pop and Jimi Hendrix and all that kind of stuff. Summer Love. Summer Love would be a great keyword, actually, but really doesn't apply to this. Hippies in the bush. 21 window. We're going to go singular. I think Kevin had said that. Another postcard. Congratulations, man. All right, folks. I think that's gonna wrap up the festivities as far as listing for right now, because we're about an hour and a half in, and I got to move around a little bit. I'm sorry, but I think an hour and a half is a quality show. Hope you all agree. We'll save this. Oh my God, really hurts. Great, similar. So when I continue my foray into some more ads from this magazine, it's ready to roll. And I still have a handful, so I'll probably do those tonight, later on, or tomorrow morning. Got to leave for my show about 10 o'clock. Thanks, Outlaw Films. I appreciate it. Yeah, I am, man. I feel great. I really do. It's just soreness, post-surgery soreness, especially in the back. It's just a tough spot you sit on your back. You don't sit on your back, but you know what I'm saying. It's extreme lower back is where the incision is. So it's just kind of agitated when you sit too long. Rachel, thank you very much. You sold a Casio calculator ad to Malaysia during the show. Very cool. Yes, I got to rest my back, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody, a million thanks for coming in tonight after a very long break, which is finally over. There we go. Thank you very much, everybody. I really appreciate you coming in. Thanks for the support. Please do leave a thumbs up if you haven't had a chance to yet on the way out the door. I'll be back on Monday night. We'll start resuming on Monday, Friday thing, per usual, and hopefully everything will get better with each show. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I definitely learned something. Many things. I really appreciate all the feedback and all the contributions that you all make all the time on these shows. And I will see you on the next one. Have a wonderful weekend and stay safe. Bye-bye.